So welcome to all of you Shiksha 360. Today basically I have to discuss some of the questions basically from the module C. Clear? Some of the questions basically from module C, as I am already assuming here that you have gone through the module C properly and you know basically what is CRR, what is SLR, and how much basically we have to maintain that. Clear? Assuming all things, let's start our discussion. That is question number 21. Presents on your screens now. Clear? This question also yesterday basically sent by one of the student. Clear? As I have already discussed this type of question, but for the clearance of the doubt, I will discuss once again. Clear? So Gramin Bank has maintained following balance. Clear? Basically, Gramin Bank has maintained following balances basically with the RBI in its CRR account. That is cash reserve ratio account. Clear? That is cash reserve. Please don't draw anything on the screen. Otherwise, we'll remove you from the session. Okay. So basically, Gramin Bank has maintained following balances basically with the RBI in its CRR account basically for the fortnight ended this date. So what they say that further basically for first 7 days. Clear? For first 7 days, minimum balance basically how much they have to maintain, that is 95%. Clear? For first 7 days basically how much minimum balance basically they are maintaining, 95%. And for the next 5 days, clear, from the 8 to 12 days, clear, for the next 5 days basically how much balance basically they are going to maintain, that is 600 crore daily. Clear? For the next 5 days how much basically they are maintaining, that is 600 crore daily. So average balance, so average balance required to be maintained. So how much average balance basically they have to require to be maintained, that is 600 crore. Clear? So if it is the average balance, so what is average? Total balance upon number of days. Clear? So this is the total balance upon number of days. Try to understand the concept. Clear? Try to understand the concept here. Clear? This question I have already discussed with all of you. But again, so average is equal to total balance upon number of days. Clear? Sometimes basically they will ask basically for 12 days. Clear? So how much the overall balance basically they have to maintain, that, or total balance. Clear? How much total balance basically they have to maintain basically for the 12 days. That is basically just average into number of days is equal to total, that is 12 into 6, that is 7200. Clear? Total balance they have to maintain basically for the 12 days, that is basically 7200. Clear? That is basically 7200. Okay. So now first question basically what they are saying, that on product basis, what balance has been maintained by the bank basically during the first 7 days. Clear? So how much balance basically the bank has to maintain basically during the first 7 days. Clear? So as per they are saying that is first 7 days basically, that is minimum balance they have to maintain, that is 95%. Clear? 95%. This question I have already discussed in the previous session, that is how much basically they have to maintain, that is minimum balance, that is 95%. So on daily basis, clear, that is average balance required to be maintained. Average balance required to be maintained, that is basically 600. So at least minimum 95% they have to maintain on daily basis. So 95% of 600, 95 into 6, 570 crore. Clear? So basically they have to maintain at least 570 crore. So how much balance, on what balance they have maintained by the bank during the first 7 days? Clear? So 570 is equal to total upon 7. So 570 into 7, 0, 49, 7 5 is 35, 39. 3990 crore. Clear? 3990 crore. So this will be the answer here. Clear? So this will be the answer here. So please tell fast if anyone has any doubt, any query. So please tell fast if anyone has any doubt, any query regarding the same. Okay. So move to the next question. Similar type of question on this case study, but little bit different. They have asking. Question 2, same. So here, on product basis, what balance basically will be maintained? Clear, basically on product basis, what balance basically will be maintained by the bank? Clear, on product basis, basically what balance basically will be maintained by the bank during the last 2 days? Clear, basically during the last 2 days to comply with the CRR requirement. Clear, so on product basis, what balance basically will be maintained? Clear, so what balance basically will be maintained by the bank during the last 2 days? Clear, that is basically during the last 2 days to comply with the CRR requirement. Clear, basically to comply with the CRR requirement. So what will be the answer here? That is last 2 days. Clear. So basically from 8 to 12. Clear, basically from 8 to 12. How much they are maintaining daily? That is basically 600 crore daily. And that is basically also equal to the 600 crore. That is basically it is also equal to the average. Clear, basically it is also equal to the average. Okay. So how much basically total they have to maintain? Clear. So how much total basically they have to maintain? We know that basically for first 7 days, basically how much they have to maintain? That is 3990 crore. And here basically for 5 days. Clear. And here basically for 5 days, basically how much they have to maintain? That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Clear. This is basically for 5 days. Okay, so basically we have to find out basically what balance basically will be maintained by the bank during the last 2 days. Clear, basically during the last 2 days. So basically for 12 days, sorry, this one it is basically for the first 7 days. So basically we have left 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For these 2 days, basically we have to find that. For these 2 days, basically we have to find that basically to comply with the CRR requirement. Clear, basically to comply with the CRR requirement. And next 4 days, basically they have to that is here 600 crore, here 600 crore, here 600 crore. Okay. Wait a minute. 8 to 12 days, 600 crore daily. So starting basically we know that is to basically 3990 crore. And here basically for 5 days, basically that is they are maintaining 3000 crore. Clear, that is 600 crore daily. Clear, that is basically 600 crore daily. And average basically that is 600 crore. So just basically we have to find that total. Sorry, total is equal to average into number of days, which we have already calculated. That is average 600 crore. This is the averagely balance into number of days, that is 12. So 12 6 is 7200. Clear, 12 6 is 7200. Clear. So this is the balance. Clear, but they have to comply basically with the CRR requirement. Clear, basically comply with the CRR requirement. I think there is some issue in the options here, as basically these are not basically with respect to that. Clear, basically these are not with respect to that. Clear, basically for the CRR requirement. Clear, that is basically bank has to maintain how much amount? That is basically 95%. Clear, so basically they have to maintain at least 95%. Clear, minimum to maintain the CRR. So here 7200. Yes, there is some little bit problem in the options here. Clear. So basically please left with this question. I will little bit explain. Basically I will explain this you in the next session. Clear, basically while taking the correct one. Clear, there is a little bit error in the question. Clear, I will check and update you. Clear. So please only go with the question number 1. Clear? I will explain this later. Now move to the next question, question number 23. Clear? Question number 23. So the negotiated dealing system, clear, the negotiated dealing system for electronic dealings and reportings. Clear, the negotiated dealing system is clear for electronic reportings, for electronic dealing and reporting of transactions. Clear, for electronic dealing and reporting of transactions, basically in the government securities was introduced in. Clear, so basically this was introduced in basically in which year? Clear, so this was introduced in basically in which year? Option number A is that is February 1992. Option number B is that is February 2002. Option number C is February 2004. And option number D is that is basically February 2012. Clear? So basically when it will be started. This one is very, very important. Clear? In the examination, basically they have asked from the last 3 years, from the last 2 to 3 attempts. Clear? Not years. From the last 2 to 3 attempts, basically case study or either 2 to 3 questions basically on the basis of that. Clear? On the basis of the negotiated dealing system for electronic dealing and reporting of transactions in the government securities was introduced basically in which year? Clear? So this was introduced basically in the year February 2002. In February 2002. Clear? Basically this was introduced basically in the year February 2002. Clear? So basically what was the reason basically for introduced? Clear? Basically why this was introduced? Clear? Basically for achieving automated electronic reporting and settlement process. Clear? Reporting and settlement process. Further, basically in the year RBI launched. What they will launch next? Clear? That is NDSOM. Clear? Many times basically students are not aware regarding that. Clear? What is NDSOM? Clear? Basically in which time? Basically when it was introduced. Can anyone tell basically when it was introduced? So on the basis of that, they have asked 4 questions. 4 or 5 questions basically in the previous, in the February also or in the June also. Clear? Just theoretical based question, and it is a single paragraph in the examination. On that single paragraph, they have asked a question. I am discussing here all these things. Clear? So basically when RBI has launched NDSOM, can anyone tell basically in which year basically this is to be launched here? Please tell fast if anyone remember regarding that or having enough knowledge regarding that. That basically it was launched in August 2005. Clear? Basically it was launched in August 2005. Further, what is that? Clear? What it is that? And yes, OM. So I request to all of you, please go through with that. Clear? In the next session, I will take 4 questions on the basis of that. Clear? 4 questions basically on the basis of that. That is NDS. Clear? On the whatever they have asked in the examination, I will try to discuss in the next session. So please go through this point very carefully. Clear? Even after the session, I will post you some of the important points regarding the NDS. Clear? Please remember that. Clear? So basically when RBI launched NDS, basically that is in the February 2002. And basically NDSOM, basically it will be launched in the year August 2005. Clear? Basically in the August 2005. Okay. Now move to the next question. Question number 24. The following liabilities, clear? The following liabilities basically are excluded from the CRR stipulation. Clear? The following liabilities basically are excluded from the CRR stipulation. Clear? So what will be the correct answer? A option is paid up capital. Option number B is net income tax provision. Option number C, that is claims received from DICGC. Option number D, that is forward outward remittances basically in transit. Clear? Forward outward remittances basically in transit. Clear? So what will be the correct answer here? So please tell fast. That is basically the following liabilities are excluded. Clear? The following liabilities basically are excluded from the CRR stipulation. Clear? Basically from the CRR stipulation. Clear? First one, that is paid up capital. Clear? So it will be excluded or not? Yes, basically paid up capital or reserves, all are to be excluded from that. Clear? Paid up capital or reserves. So it one will be correct one. Clear? Second one, that is net income tax provision. Clear? So this one, it is to be excluded from that or not? Net income tax provision. Yes, this one, it is also excluded. Third one, basically, that is claims received from DICGC. Clear? So claims either basically from the DICGC or ECGC or insurance company. All are to be excluded. Clear? Basically, all are to be excluded. Fourth one, basically, this one, it is to also true. So A, B, and C are true here. So option number A is the answer here. Clear? A, B, and C are to be true here. So option number A is the correct answer. Clear? Option number A is the correct answer. Further, basically, I will ask one question from all of you. So basically, calculation of the CRR and calculation of the SLR, very, very important point. So can anyone tell basically CRR is to be calculated on which basis? And SLR basically to be calculated on which basis? Can anyone tell basically what is the basic difference between that? As please remember that basically CRR, yes, you are right, Amit. CRR basically it is to be calculated on the DTL. And SLR basically it is to be calculated on the NDTL. This they have already asked in the examination. Please remember that. CRR basically it is to be calculated on the DTL, that is demand and time liabilities. Very, very important point. Demand and time liabilities. I have already discussed this thing in the session also and in the MCQ discussion, which I have posted. And NDTL basically that is on net demand and time liabilities. This is the difference between that. Please remember that CRR is to be calculated on the demand and time liabilities, and SLR basically it is to be calculated on the net demand and time liabilities. Clear? Basically on the net demand and time liabilities. Clear? So this is the difference between that, and this is to be calculated. Clear? So basically where, for which time period basically that is demand and time liabilities basically we have to take, that is basically on fortnightly basis. Clear? On fortnightly basis. Clear? It is to be calculated on fortnightly basis. Okay, so please remember that this thing. Clear? Please remember that this thing. Very, very important basically for the examination point of view. Now move to the next question. So the following are not applicable basically for the computation of SLR. Clear? The following basically are not applicable basically for the computation, for the purpose of computation of SLR. Clear? Basically which one of the following basically it is not applicable basically for the computation of the SLR here? Option number A, that is credit balances basically in the ACU accounts, US dollar account. Second one basically that is DTL. Clear? DTL basically in a respect of, clear? Basically DTL in a respect of their offshore banking units. Clear? DTL basically in a respect of their offshore banking units. Third one basically that is gold valued at price. Clear? Basically gold valued at price basically not exceeding current market price. Option number D, that is basically cash balances excluding balances maintained for CRR. Clear? Cash balances basically excluding balances basically maintained for CRR. Clear? So what will be the correct answer? Clear? So is not applicable basically for the computation of the SLR. Clear? Basically which one of the following basically it is not applicable? So option number first, it is to be applicable or not? That is basically not applicable. Credit balances in the ACU US dollar accounts. Clear? As such basically it is not applicable. So this one basically it will be included in the answer. Clear? Second one basically that is DTL in respect of their offshore banking units. Clear? Basically it will also not applicable. Clear? So A and B both are to be gold. Gold it is to be applicable. Clear? That is valued at price basically not exceeding current market price. I think this point I have discussed in the previous session. Same point. Cash balances basically excluding balances basically maintained for CRR. Clear? So basically both C and D are to be applicable under that. Clear? Both C and D basically are to be applicable under that. Along with that, basically there is one more point basically that is to be applicable. That is approved securities. Please remember that is approved securities valued at per norms prescribed by RBI. Clear? Basically valued at per norms prescribed by Here, so C, D, and E are to be applicable. A and B are not applicable. So option number A is the answer. They are asking basically which one of the following it is not applicable here. Clear? Which one of the following basically it is not applicable here. So A and B are not to be applicable here. Clear? Okay. Now move to the next question. Settlement risk, it is eliminated by. Clear? So this is also one of the question they have already asked in the examination. Clear? So settlement risk basically it is eliminated by. Option number A is DVP. Option number B is CSDL. Option number C is basically NSDL. Option number D is CCIL. Clear? Basically CCIL. So basically settlement risk basically it is eliminated by. Clear? Settlement risk basically it is eliminated by. So DVP, CSDL, CCIL and NSDL. Clear? And NSDL. Clear? So what will be the correct answer here? So the correct answer here is basically that is through delivery versus payment, DVP. This is to be like in this way, it is to be written DVP. V here is small, clear? V here is a small, clear? In the DVP, basically V here is a small. That is basically settlement risk. Basically, it is eliminated by DVP, that is delivery versus payment. Clear? And it is developed by the CC and it is done processed by the CCIL. Clear? Basically CCIL. CCIL basically it is an institution. Clear? Basically CCIL basically that is Clearing Corporation of India Limited. Clear? Clearing Corporation of India Limited. Basically it is a institution. Clear? That is. And basically here settlement risk basically it is reduced by basically not by the institution. Basically it is by the technique. That is delivery versus payment. Clear? That is DVP. Clear? Please understand the difference between both these things. Clear? Basically, please understand. And NSDL basically and CSDL basically these are the depository limited. Clear? Basically like NSDL basically National Security Depository Limited. CS basically DL that is basically Central Securities Depository Limited. Clear? And the function basically that is settlement risk basically it is eliminated by the DVP. Clear? DVP that is delivery versus a payment. Clear? CCL basically that is the institution basically providing these things. Option number A is that it is DVP. Here V is the small. Clear? Now move to the next question. This question basically I have put to you in the Telegram basically for the practice purpose, and one student basically have doubt in this question. So I request to the other students, please tell basically what is the correct answer of this question. Who are able to solve this question? Clear? Please tell fast if anyone knows basically what will be the correct answer of this question. If anyone is able to solve that question. So this point basically we have already discussed in the ABM also. Clear? Basically this is we have already discussed basically in the ABM also this type of thing. So what it says that basically suppose that change in the value of the portfolio over a 1 day time period, basically it is normal, basically with the mean of 0. Clear? Basically with the mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 2 million. Clear? Basically with the mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 2 million. What is the 5-day 99% value at risk? Clear? What is the 5-day 99% that is value at risk? Clear? So what will be the correct answer? So basically we know that basically 99% value at risk. Clear? So what is the value of that? That is basically 2.3. Clear? So they have already given that basically this is 2.33. I have already discussed this thing. So now basically 5-day. 5-day value at risk, basically we have to find that is square root of days into value, that is 2 million, into this one, 2.33. So basically that is under root 5, that is 5 days for root 5, 2 into 2.3. So we know that basically it is little bit more than 8. Clear? 2 into 2, 4. It is also more than 2, that is 8. So basically this will not our answer. It will not also up to reach this 11.29. Clear? So ongoing calculation basically through the calculator as it is provided to you in the examination. So the correct answer basically after solving that is 10.40 million. Clear? That is 10.40 million. Clear? So you have to remember that. Clear? 99% value at risk basically that is 2.33. Clear? The value for that it is to basically 2.33. Okay. So any other query, any other doubt regarding this question? As this question basically you will definitely find in any of the sets. Clear? This question definitely you will find. Clear? In any of the sets in the examination. Clear? So basically I have discussed all the questions basically in the today's session. Basically there is only one question. Basically we are facing issue, that is question number 22. I will check that question and update you in the group regarding the same. Clear? Or I will discuss in the next session. Clear? According to me basically there is some issue or basically I am doing some error at any point. Clear? So I will check once again and I will update you regarding that. Clear? And I will update you regarding that. Okay. Okay, sorry. This question it has to be correct one. Clear? I am facing problem. I will know that. Clear? So basically we know that basically CRR basically they have to be calculated basically on the fortnightly basis. Clear? CR to be calculated basically on the fortnightly basis. Here they have given that first 7 days, next 5 days, and 13 to 14 days. Basically, they have nothing given anything regarding that. Clear? So I have understanding regarding that basically where I am facing issue. Clear? So I will forget that basically CR to be calculated on fortnightly. Clear? That is fortnight ended on the 12th June. Clear? So for 7 days, basically we know that basically they are maintaining minimum balance of 95%. That is basically 3990 crore. And next 5 days, that is 8 to 12. They are maintaining 600 crore, that is 3000 crore daily. So only 2 days are left, that is 13 to 14 days, 13th and 14th day. So overall that is minimum they have, the average balance they have to maintain, that is 600. So for total 14 days basically that is 600 into 14. So that is 14 into 6, 24, 8. So 8400 crore they have to maintain basically for all the 14 days. That is basically for the fortnight ended. Clear? Basically for the fortnight ended, they have to maintain 8400 crore. But for 7 days, basically how much they are maintaining? 3990 crore. And next 5 days they are maintaining. And for 2 days, basically we have to find that 2D. For that is to be D. So 8400 minus 6990. It is to be 2 days. That is 6990, 8400. Clear? Just subtract that. So I am right here. I think I am right here now. $8,400 minus 6990. So it comes out to basically 1410. Clear? According to me, basically 1410 basically will be the correct answer. Clear? 1410 basically will be the correct answer according to me. Clear? Even if at any place I am wrong, you can ask me. I will check once again. According to me, basically 1410 basically will be the correct answer. Clear? As basically this is not available in any option. So according to me, basically 1410 basically will be the correct answer. Clear? That is fortnightly ended. Fortnightly, that is basically for 14 days. Clear? Basically for 14 days. Okay. So whatever basically we have covered, that is very, very important for the examination point of view. And after the session, basically I will post some question, that is 20 to 25 questions basically in the group of module C. Clear? Of module C. So I request to all of you, please go through that question also. Clear? Basically, please go through that questions also. Okay. So thanks to all of you for joining this session. And tomorrow, basically, we will take one more session. Along with that, basically, I have to discuss some more questions. Clear? So that basically you are able to remember these concepts.